Hey guys, in this video I am going to show you how to plant, grow and care for the Asiatic lilies or Lilium. Like as always, I am going to show you lots of blooms at the end of the video, so please make sure to watch the full video. Asiatic lilies are winter flowering bulbs and you can start planting them in the month of November, December or even January. However, it also depends on the climate, so please grow it according to the climate in your place. These are the bulbs which I brought online, but I would recommend you to buy it offline if possible because online they are quite costly. As you can see, I also prepared my potting soil mix, and for that I am taking 25% of garden soil, 25% of river sand, 25% of vermicompost and rest 25% of coco peat. Please also note that Asiatic lilies need slightly acidic soil, so I would recommend you to add few percentage of either organic compost or even the vermicompost to the potting soil mix. I am going to use 8 inches of plastic pot where I will be growing all the 4 bulbs, but this pot, 8 inches of a pot would be much better to grow 3 different bulbs. You can already see that this pot has lots of drainage holes, so whatever pot you are taking, please make sure that it has at least one drainage hole and keep some hard object on the drainage hole so that water can drain out well. I am just going to use broken pieces of clay pot. Before planting the bulbs, I would like to inform you one very important thing. See, the ideal rule of planting any bulb is to plant them 2 to 3 times as much as they are tall. So for example, as you can see, this bulb is almost around 1 to 1.5 inches tall, and that's why I should plant them at least 3 inches deep in the soil. But I am not going to do that because if I do, the sprouted portion is going to rot. And so please be very careful at the time of planting any kind of sprouted bulbs, and that time keep the soil only to the neck. If you are going to plant the bulbs too deep, then that time the sprouted portion might rot, so please be careful. And that's the reason why I am not going to fill the pot completely. I would be filling near about 70% of the pot, and if needed later I would be adding the fresh potting soil mix on the top. Almost done, and now I am going to add 2 different components to the potting soil mix. The first one is 2 teaspoons of bone meal. Bone meal would be providing the phosphorus and calcium to our plants, and the other part is I am taking half teaspoon of superphosphate and half teaspoon of NPK 19-19-19. Please note that you can ignore adding these components at this time because you can feed your plants after 15 or even 20 days, and I am doing it because the bulbs are really very hungry. As you can see, everything is done and all the 4 bulbs are planted nicely. Next, I am going to water them heavily, and just after planting, while watering for the first time, please water heavily, but while watering for the second time, please be very careful and water only that time when you are able to find top 1 inches or even 1.5 inches soil is dry. If you are going to give them too much water, the bulbs might rot, so please be very careful. Next, I am going to keep the pot in my balcony itself, and my balcony gets only the afternoon sunlight from around 12 PM. Please keep watching, and I am going to update the video very soon showing you the next days. Hey guys, updating the video after 14 days, and you can see that all the 4 bulbs have sprouted really nicely. Today I am going to share few very important things, and that's why I just thought to update the video. So the first important thing is sunlight. See, at the growing stage, at this stage, if possible, try to provide the maximum amount of sunlight you can. And please also note that morning sunlight would be much better comparing to the afternoon sunlight or even the evening sunlight. in my case, my plants are growing in somewhat slow rate, and the reason is that lack of sunlight. As you already know, I am keeping the pot in my balcony, and my balcony gets only the afternoon sunlight. The second important thing is proper watering. I have already said you this thing before, and I am really very sorry for repeating the same thing, but it's really very important. See, in my case, I did not have to water them until yesterday. The soil was really moist, and only yesterday I was able to find that topsoil is getting dry, and that's why I just watered them. And do the same thing. I mean, if the soil is moist, please don't water your asiatic lilies because they don't need too much water, and if you are going to give them too much of water, they would just rot. And the third important thing is I am going to add at least half inches to 1 inches new soil on the top. And I already said you this thing before that I am going to do that in coming days, and I am going to do it today because roots are already visible, as you can see here. So for today only this much. Now please keep watching, and like I said you earlier, I am going to show you lots of blooms. Updating the video after 65 days, and this is what I promised you, like lots of blooms and lots of colors. Please also note that this is the end part of the video, so let's discuss few important things very quickly. So the number one thing is, see, at the time of growing Asiatic lilies, you can also grow the fragrant variety one, and let me show you that too. And right now I am growing the fragrant variety as well. So this is the fragrant variety of Asiatic lilies. Right now it's not blooming, but you can see the buds, and hopefully it's going to bloom in coming few days. I have already discussed about the sunlight requirements and watering requirements, so I am not going to waste your time repeating the same thing. However, I did not discuss anything about fertilizing your Asiatic lilies. Please note that if you prepare the soil the way I have shown you, you really don't have to think too much about fertilizing your plants because they just bloom only once per season. However, if you want to fertilize your plants, you can do it many different ways, and let me give you few options here. So the number one option would be, see, you can apply NPK 19-19-19. To apply NPK, just take near about half teaspoon of NPK, mix it into 1 liter of water, and then apply on the soil. And you can fertilize your plants by this method once in a 15 to 20 days. If you don't want to apply the NPK, you can use the DAP fertilizer, and you can take near about 7 to 8 crystals of DAP and then give it to your plant. It's really very easy to apply the DAP fertilizers. Just keep the crystals on the top of the soil, and as soon as you water, the crystals are going to be dissolved in water, and then the plants are going to get the nutrients in a continuous basis. However, please note that you should not keep the DAP crystals too close to the main stem. The third option would be, in case if you don't want to apply any kind of chemical fertilizers at all, then you can apply near about 50 to 70 grams of vermicompost once in a 20 or even 30 days. Please note that you can also add near about 10 to 15 grams of bone meal along with the vermicompost. While talking about protecting your plants from different kind of pest attack, you can apply neem oil once in 7 to 10 days. Right now I am using this neem oil, but you can use any good quality of neem oil, and it's really very simple to use neem oil. Just take near about 5 to 6 ml of neem oil, 4 ml of light hand wash, mix them into 1 liter of water, and then spray your plants. By the way, I found only one major pest attack on my plants, and it was the aphids. And let me show you one of my plants which is attacked by the aphids. By the way, please also note that they are already dead. So guys, this is all about how to plant, grow and care for the Asiatic lilies, and I really hope you found this video useful. If you did, please don't forget to like the video, share the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I would also appreciate your feedback on the video, and you can do that simply by commenting here. Thank you very much for taking your valuable time to watch the video. I really appreciate it. Have a great day and enjoy.